Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Divine Union podcast. And if this is the first time that you are joining us today, welcome, because today we are going to be doing things a little differently. I'm going to be walking you through a guided meditation that you can you're going to use it to alchemize a crunchy situation that is alive for you right now. So it'll be a situation where maybe you didn't show up in the way that you fully desired. Maybe you didn't hold yourself in your highest and you're feeling frustration about it, shame about it, guilt about it. Maybe you're feeling resentment towards someone in your life. Maybe you did a presentation in business or you led a meeting and you didn't lead it in the way that you desired. So anything that you're feeling some crunchiness and stickiness around in regards to feelings towards someone or feelings towards self and not showing up in the way that you desire. Before we dig in, as you listen to this meditation, make sure that you're in a place that you feel relaxed, that's quiet, somewhere that you can sit down and unplug for 10 minutes. And so I'll invite you to find a comfortable seat with your back upright. And you can be sitting on the floor, cross legged. You can be sitting in your bed with a pillow behind your back. So find a position where you feel comfortable, ideally with the back upright and the spine straight. And I want to invite you to take 7 deep breaths to let us land. So we're going to breathe in the nose of the mouth for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to breathe out the mouth for 6, like we're breathing out of a little straw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And keep going. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you to start to feel your body relax. So we breathe in, starting with the head, and just start to feel the crown of your head soften as you're breathing. Keep breathing in and out. And now direct your attention to your forehead. And I want you to feel, and if you're carrying any tension in your forehead, see if you can just slowly start to let it melt away. Keep breathing. And now bring your attention to your eyes and your eyebrows. And try to let your eyes just melt back into your sockets and release any tension, any gripping in the eyes, and soften. Now we want to slowly direct our attention to the jaw. Often we carry tension, we carry anger and frustration in the jaw. And just feel if you're carrying any tension in the jaw and just let that tension melt away. And I want you to bring your attention to your lips and take a big breath into your lips. And as you exhale out, start to release any tension that the mouth, the lips are carrying. Now we want to bring our attention to the neck. And start to soften the muscles of your neck. Now we want to bring our attention to the shoulders, your shoulder blades, your upper back, your upper chest area. And let's just start to let that melt. Let the shoulders get heavy and melt into the body. Now we want to bring our attention to the arms and the fingers. And just release any tension that you're carrying in the hands and the fingers or in the arms. Keep breathing. And this time we're going to breathe a big, deep breath into the heart space. And expand. Feel your chest expanding as you breathe into the heart space. And as you breathe out, just imagine that deep well of love, that love coming from your beautiful big heart, shooting out, filling up the room that you're in with the vibration and the frequency of love and connectedness to all that is and to all of the beautiful people who are listening to this episode, doing this meditation with you here today. And I want you to bring your energy into your solar plexus, your power center, right beneath your sternum. And I want you to breathe energy into your solar plexus with a big full belly breath that we can bring the belly into this. And fill up that belly with air on your inhale. And let it gently snap back with the exhale. We're going to do that one more time. Beautiful. A big belly breath on the inhale. And release any tension on the exhale. Now we want to bring our attention to the glutes. If you're sitting on the floor, if you're sitting on a chair, or if you're sitting on your bed or a couch, start to feel where your glutes meet the other surface. And imagine you're breathing energy of relaxation into your glutes. And on your out breath, imagine you're melting any tension that the glutes are carrying. Oftentimes in this area, we tense parts, not even realizing that we're carrying tension there. Now I want you to bring your attention to this beautiful sacred space, your yoni or your lingam. And just imagine beautiful breath oxygenating this beautiful divine part of you as you breathe in. And feel the spaciousness in that space. And slowly breathe out. Now we're going to bring our attention to our thighs and our knees. And we're going to breathe in. Imagine the breath cleansing, bringing more spaciousness, clearing any tension that's in the thighs, in the knees. And on the out breath, we're just going to try to melt anything away and let it release from the body. Now we're going to breathe in. Beautiful job. Into the calves. Breathe into the calves. And on the out breath, release any tension that the calves are carrying. Now, if you're sitting on a chair, I want you to feel your feet planted on the floor, on the earth, we can imagine. Or if you're sitting cross-legged or even in your bed, we want to just imagine from the feet, with whatever surface they're connected to, roots going deep down from the feet into the earth, past the floorboards, past the earth, past the rock, past the shale, until it meets in the molten core of the earth, connecting you to the center of the earth and a space where you can bring up that divine life force energy from the earth into your body and recycle any energy into your body back down into the earth. So I want you to imagine that connection from those roots growing out of your feet into the depths of the earth. And I want you to just relax your feet into that. Now, what we're going to do in this practice is we're going to move this crunchy situation up through your microcosmic orbit. So it's a Taoist energy meditation practice, and we're going to circulate this life force energy up through the chakras. I want you to take that crunchy situation, bring something to mind where you didn't show up in the way that you desire. Maybe you said something that you felt was stupid, that wasn't aligned. You didn't show up in your highest. You embarrassed yourself in some way. Maybe you're frustrated by how someone responded to you. A friend, a partner, your boss, a family member. Maybe you're still carrying hurt and anger towards someone. I want you to bring that situation to mind and into the body. So into the body, I want you to just bring that situation to mind. And what you do is you just feel what happens to body when I start to think about that situation. Am I noticing tension in certain parts of the body? If so, we want to continue to release and just breathe into that space as you're holding gentle attention on the situation. So 50% on the situation, 50% on what you're feeling in the body. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this crunchy situation up through the chakras, through the microcosmic orbit, to alchemize it into pleasure. So I want you to start to just bring a little bit of a sway to your body. And wherever you're sitting, just bring a little bit of pleasure to the body. Maybe you want to move your hips in circles or forward and back, a gentle rock of the pelvis or side to side. Start to bring a little bit of pleasure into the body with where your root chakra meets wherever you're sitting, whether that's a cushion, the floor, your bed, a chair. And I want you to keep your attention on this crunchy situation where you're feeling bad or you're feeling angry or frustrated. And I want you to imagine bringing that frustrating situation, that tension, up into your root chakra, into your perineum. So that's where it's the space between your yoni or your lingam and your anus. Yeah, just a center point. And I want you to imagine once that energy of that situation that causes contraction, that causes closure, that brings negative emotion, once it meets your root, it transforms into the deep sense of groundedness and rootedness, who you are in your being. And continue to move in a way that brings your body pleasure with the eyes closed. And I want you to imagine that energy of grounding and of rootedness waving down the front of your body. Continue to breathe. Continue to move. The eyes closed. Now we're going to bring up that same situation, that crunchiness, those negative emotions. Let yourself feel it. And I want you to imagine it's going up through the root chakra, up your spine as best as you can imagine, until it meets in your sacral chakra, which is your lower belly. And when that energy meets in your sacral chakra, it transforms. It brings that energy of the sacral of creativity into whatever tense experience you have experienced. We bring that energy of creativity and it fuels inspiration for you. It fuels your next creation, your next adventure, your next business idea, the next development in your life. And I want you to bring this energy of creativity and of pleasure, which comes with the sacral chakra. And I want you to move your body, and I want you to let that energy of creative genius and pleasure wave down the front of your body. And I want you to imagine this crunchy energy of the situation where you don't feel good, you didn't show up in the way you desired, you're still carrying emotions that don't feel good. And I want you to bring that energy up past the root chakra in your perineum, past your sacral chakra, up the spine until it meets in your solar plexus. And when that energy meets in your solar plexus, it transforms into your fuego, into your fire, that fire that you have for life, that fire that you have for your path, for what you're here to accomplish on this planet, in this body, in this lifetime. Your fire for love and relationship and what you know you deserve and what you know you will have in this lifetime. It's your passion for life, for everything that you be in this lifetime, the joy of being in the human body. And I want you to let that fiery energy wave down the front of your body. Keep breathing. Beautiful job. And I want you to imagine that crunchy energy. We want to still cultivate that negative scenario. Bring it back up through past the root chakra, up the spine, past the sacral chakra in the lower belly, past the solar plexus, until it meets in your heart. And when that energy meets in your heart, it transforms into the deep well of compassion that you have for the people around you. Stemming from that deep well of love and compassion that you hold for yourself above all else. Forgiving yourself for your humanity. Forgiving others for their humanity. Releasing expectations of perfection. Seeing the divinity in all that is and remaining that unlimited source of love and compassion and forgiveness. And I want you to let that beautiful energy that you've created and generated from that big heart of yours, and I want you to let that energy wave down the front of the body. And I want you to take that crunchy situation again. And I want you to feel those negative feelings, because we want to feel, as we start to bring it up, how we can alchemize it. And if you're stopped moving, continue to bring the body pleasure. Move in hip circles, back and forth. Maybe you want to move the body up and down like a little snake. Bring that serpent energy up. And I want you to imagine that crunchy, sticky energy, negative energy moving up. We're going to go past the root, past the sacral chakra, past the solar plexus, past the heart. Keep going, inching it up the spine until it meets in your throat. And when it meets in your throat, they call the throat the Venus. It transforms into those words as spells that you cast all over the people that you meet, all over this earth, spreading your beautiful medicine, your beautiful wisdom to the world. Your beautiful throat, your way of expressing yourself to the people around you. The tone and frequency through which you teach other people what it feels like to relate from a place of love. You teach other people how you desire to communicate. It's the words in which how you speak to yourself that also impacts how you speak to the people around you. It's how you manifest in the outer world and take your ideas and bring them to life. And I want you to let that beautiful energy of the throat of the Venus wave down the front of your body. And I want you to take that crunchy energy and I want you to move it up past the root, past the sacral chakra, past the solar plexus, past the heart chakra. Keep going up the spine, past the throat, until it meets in your third eye. And when it meets in your third eye, with that situation, it transforms into the deep inner wisdom that you have about that moment. That deep wisdom that you have about the other in that moment, or the others in that moment, in that situation. The third eye brings you that deep wisdom about how to move forward from that situation, from that highest place of love. It's that deeper knowing, that intuition about the unseen. And I want you to keep your energy connected to that third eye and just a gentle attention and see what messages it has for you. Maybe it's a word, maybe it's a color, and maybe nothing comes in this moment, and that's okay. Whatever comes, I want you to let that energy of wisdom and knowing and intuition wave down the front of your body, gracing every body part with its presence. We're almost there. Keep breathing, moving the body gently. And I want you to bring that crunchy energy one more time. We're going to bring it up past the root, past the sacral chakra. Keep going up the spine, past the solar plexus, past the heart, past the throat, past the third eye, until it meets in your crown. And when that crunchy energy meets in your crown, you zoom out. You're no longer stuck in that moment or that situation. You see the bigger picture. You see the bigger purpose as to why that situation came your way to begin with, as to what's the deeper lesson, the deeper learning, the deeper message for you. The invitation from Source to grow, to overcome, to expand and stretch beyond. You see the deeper interconnectedness of it all with whoever is a part of that situation and the role they have to play and why you're connected to him. You see the bigger purpose and the meaning of life. You get to bring a little bit of joy and playfulness to the whole point of life, but not which to play and to learn and to grow along the way and to love and to continue to open and expand our hearts and our minds and our souls. You see the interconnectedness of every human being on this planet, of every living thing on this planet, how it works together in harmony, all part of this beautiful musical orchestra that we call life. And our little problems don't seem so big from that place. And I want you to imagine this energy of oneness, of interconnectedness. I want you to imagine shooting that energy out from your crown into the cosmos as high up as it can possibly go. And I want you to imagine that energy being infused with God, life force, divine energy from the cosmos. And I want you to imagine that energy, this gold ring of light waving down from the heavens till it slowly meets your crown. And I want you to imagine it infusing every single cell of your body with life force energy of the highest frequency that you can imagine. So I want you to think about one high vibe emotion that you deeply want to feel right now, whether that's bliss, or maybe it's pleasure, or maybe it's play, maybe it's joy or confidence or aliveness. And I want you to imagine that heavenly divine energy infusing every cell of your body with that emotion that you want to feel. And I want you to bring that emotion into your entire body right now. As I want you to breathe deeply into it. I want you to allow your body to move in whatever way brings it that greatest sense of pleasure. Because when you allow yourself to feel, even just for a few moments, this high vibe emotion and bring it into the body, it rewires your cells and your nervous system for pleasure, for bliss, for joy, for life. And I want you to take 4 deep breaths, as much as you can, feeling expansive in the body, in the chest, in the lower regions, in the arms, bringing that air and oxygen into the body. Maybe even want to bring a smile to your face. Feeling as good as you can possibly feel, just for 1 more minute. And I want you very gently to slowly start to come back into your body. And very gently start to open the eyes. And I want you to give a little bow to yourself for joining me on this journey and everyone else tuning in, for giving yourself the love and attention and time and presence to connect more deeply with yourself, with the divine. Work through whatever you worked through, whatever was alive in that moment. Feeling gratitude for your experience today and whatever that looked like for you. You can always take this practice with you whenever you feel that crunchy emotion, that frustrating situation pop back up in your life. Just taking those 10 minutes to bring presence, to bring pleasure, and to alchemize whatever feelings you are feeling through the body, because your body is a powerful vessel and a powerful channel to transform and transmute anything that comes its way. And the more that we work to stay clear in the body and to move these emotions through the body, the better we're going to feel in our lives. Thank you for joining me, beautiful people, for this week's episode of Divine Union. It's been such a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, may all your unions be divine.